Hey guys, I've lived in Wyoming now for about 7 years, and when I first got here and first started chasing big game animals, the first thing that I got was a small antelope buck. And after I got it, I had it quartered out, and then I took it to a meat processing place to have it butchered up and turned into some jerky and some steaks and just overall get it processed. And what I learned from that was it's way too expensive to do that. So I decided that instead of paying somebody to do it, I was going to take that money and buy all the equipment I needed to do it myself. And I haven't looked back. 7 years later, a couple of elk, a couple of deer, a couple of antelope, and I'm still processing all my own stuff, and it's so much better and so much cheaper, and actually I find that I enjoy doing it too. So today I'm going to show you how I put together a ground burger out of wild game. This in particular is an elk, and actually it's the elk that's hanging on the wall right there. I shot this one last fall with my bow. I've got a video on that if you want to see it. And anyway, I've got about 40 pounds of just chunked up meat here that when I processed him last fall, anything that's not a steak, that's not a roast, that's not, ready to cook, I just chunk up, throw it in a vacuum bag, and then suck the air out and just put it in the freezer and let it sit until I'm ready to make ground meat out of it. There's no problem at all with thawing it out enough, grinding it up, putting it into your burger bags, and then freezing it again. It's going to be just fine for that. So I've got about 40 pounds of elk right here, and then I have 5, 6, 7 pounds of, this is a pork butt roast that I went and got specifically for this. I told him don't trim it, I want the fat that's in there. The reason being is that just straight lean elk meat doesn't have enough fat in it to hold itself together like a burger. So if you actually wanted to make a hamburger out of straight elk, it tends to crumble and fall apart unless you're really careful with it. If you add a little bit of pork fat, it holds together better. And so that's what I do here. You want 5 to 10% fat. I go on the leaner side. So I'm going to end up with about with 7-ish pounds of pork to 40 pounds, 45 pounds of elk, I'm going to have, about 7% fat ratio. So one trick to getting this to work really well is you want the meat to be as cold as you can stand it. You can't have it be rock solid or it won't get through the grinder, but you kind of want your hands to almost hurt that it's so cold.
Can you go sit down, please?
Well, is it good?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yep.
You gonna eat some more?
I need to take a break.
But you'll eat elk again?
Yeah.